My name is Anastasia. I'm an HR professional and a mom to a beautiful 7-month-old baby girl. I got married in August 2020 and I found out I was pregnant in December 2020. I had always wanted a baby, so I didn't have plans of waiting or anything. I just wanted to have a baby right after marriage. So I think somewhere around December, it was December, I was supposed to get my period around 25th December, but it didn't come. And I really have a consistent period. The days are always on point. So I missed it 26th. And the previous month, November, I had a false positive. I thought I was pregnant, but because my period delayed for about 2 days, and that rarely happens. So I thought I was pregnant in November and my period came, so I was disappointed. So when it delayed this time in December, when it was supposed to come on 25th and didn't come, I was like, okay, probably what happened in the previous month is happening again. So I didn't bother. So I was just there. I went out with my friends during that period, and when I think on 29th December, then I realized no, this thing was supposed to come, and I was actually getting all the symptoms of period getting your menses. I had cramps, and my boobs were a bit heavier than usual. So no, so I told my husband about it. Like, no, I'm sure, and he told me, okay, let's wait till the following morning and then we can check. And I said, okay. I didn't wait for him. I went to the washroom to check myself. But when I checked, I thought it was another negative again. I just dropped it somewhere and went to the room. And I came back and it was too like, hey, what is this? I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to express it. So I just went in and I showed it to him. I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't even surprise him with it. Just went in and I showed him. And he took it and he went to the room. And then he said, okay, we are going to confirm the following morning. So the next morning, we confirmed. I think we confirmed this. So I checked. I woke up before him to go and check again. So I did 3 other pregnancy tests. So I told him, and he said, okay. Then I told him, okay, let's go to a hospital to do a blood test. So we went to a hospital and we did a blood test. And before that, I was having some symptoms. So I thought, oh, probably because I went out with my friends, I have COVID now, because I wasn't feeling really well, and I was scared to go to the hospital because I thought it was COVID, but not knowing all along it was pregnancy. And I found out I was pregnant on 29th and 30th, and from 31st the symptoms started. I couldn't taste anything. I even had an exam around 4th January. I had to go and write a paper. And before that, at least I could eat something. But that same morning I was going to write the paper, I threw up the whole time in the car going to my exam center. My husband was going to drop me. So I threw up the whole time. So when we got there, I realized, no, with this I can't write the paper. So I had to stop writing the paper and go to the hospital. So when I went to the hospital, they gave me some suppositories. They said it was going to calm the morning sickness and everything, but it was still not doing anything. I had to go back to another hospital again, and they gave me IVs. After the IVs, I become okay. But after taking the IVs for some time, I couldn't take the drugs they used to give me, because whenever I take it, I couldn't drink water. Whenever I take water, I would just throw up. So it got to a point I was just taking Coke and ice. But even the Coke and ice, it got to a point I couldn't even take that one again. So drinking water I couldn't drink water in my first trimester. So I think the only thing that was sustaining me were the IVs the hospitals were giving me. That was it. I really didn't have a smooth first trimester. It was horrible. Honestly, I didn't enjoy anything about pregnancy. The only thing I think I enjoyed was my baby kicking and stuff, like seeing her move in my tummy. Yes, but I really didn't have like a very smooth pregnancy or spitting throughout. I had a very terrible first trimester. I couldn't even go to work. I was in and out of hospital like the whole time. I couldn't keep anything down. I would just throw up anything that comes. I had severe hyperemesis. That's what they called it. So honestly, I didn't really enjoy my pregnancy. It got to a point I almost regretted, but no. God, please forgive me for that. Growing up, having to go to the hospital always during my first trimester, you being put on IVs almost all the time, it was hard, and I didn't really have much appetite during my first trimester and a little bit of the second trimester. I couldn't eat most of the things I wanted to eat, so it was very hard. So the hyperemesis, the spitting, and not being able to eat most of the things I really liked, because I couldn't eat anything with tomato in it. If I eat anything with tomato in it, I will have serious heartburns. So I couldn't eat anything with tomato in it. I couldn't eat a whole lot of other fruits. Okay, on the day of delivery, I think I went for antenatal. I was I think 2 days or so from 40 weeks. So I went for my antenatal. So I spoke to my gynae that I was actually tired, like I couldn't do again. So he said, do I want to be induced? And I also heard about induction that is very painful. So I told him, okay, I don't mind, because at that point I really wanted the baby to come out because I was stressed. And he said, okay, so he will talk to the midwives. I can later come in to be induced. I said, okay. So we went home. I had already packed my bag and everything. So we went home. The thing is, we went to eat food. We went to buy Chinese and eat. So we went home to eat. After eating, I was having some little cramps. So I thought it was Braxton Hicks. And I went to the washroom. I went to the washroom a couple of times. So the last time I went to the washroom, I saw blood. And my gynae had already spoken to me about losing your mucus plug and everything. So I saw that, no, okay, so this is it. I showed my mom. My mom was around that time. And she said, okay, so this is it. I should go and take a shower so that we can go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital. When we got there, the midwife there checked me. And she said I was already 2 centimeters dilated. And they check in to see how far you are gone. It's too painful. Like, it's too painful. Like, when I got there and she checked, and she said I was 2 centimeters dilated, I was like, oh, okay. So then probably the way they talk about this labor, that's not really how it is. Because look at me being 2 centimeters, and at least I'm able to endure the pain a little. So then it's not really how they describe it. Okay. So I was there. I even ate kinky. I was in my room. So around 10, they came to check again. And I asked the midwife how many centimeters now. She didn't want to say. She said no, she wouldn't tell me. So they left and came back around 2. When they came back around 2, I was 3.5. So they said, okay, then we should go to the delivery ward. So when I was just lying there, I wasn't progressing. They checked at a point, and I wasn't progressing again. It got to 6 and I wasn't progressing. So I was in labor from Saturday evening around 6. So the following day, as at Sunday 9, I was still not progressing. And now they were monitoring the baby's heartbeat. And they broke my water manually. And they used, and that thing is also very painful. They broke the water and it was coming, the water kept on coming out. And it got to a point, the color of the water changed. And baby's heartbeat was dropping. So that was around 12. So they had to call my gynae to come in because I wasn't progressing and my water too was changing. The color of the water changed. I mean, I don't know, they were saying something like they think baby has pooped, or I don't know. So they had to give me oxygen at a point. Honestly, for the first time, when she was brought to me the following morning, I didn't hold her the whole day. I couldn't. I don't know whether, I don't know. Let's say I didn't actually bond with her the first time. So I just held her in the evening when the midwife came and she said she was teaching me how to breastfeed. That was when I held her. I said, hey, so me too, I have a child, like I have a baby girl, like a whole baby girl. So that was when like reality started hitting me. Oh, right now you have a baby. You actually have a baby now. She's out. A lot. A lot. If I'm to go somewhere, it's been very difficult. I hardly do some of the things I used to do before having a baby. And my life is more or less like a movie right now because I'm always in a hurry to do stuff. At first, if I'm to do something, I'll just relax because I know, okay, there's more time to do it. But right now, I have to do it and make sure I do everything on time because I would have to attend to baby at another time. I have to plan ahead. I have to do everything, do her food before going to work. So at first, sometimes I didn't even used to wake up early before work, but now I have to wake up early and do everything, make sure everything is set before I leave her and go to work. I didn't even know I could multitask. Like, I didn't know I could do a whole lot of things. So for her coming, I remember one time we went to church and we were coming back and she was crying. So I had to get to a rough road and take her and breastfeed her and drive. Like, this is something I never thought I could do. And she was crying so hard, I couldn't just leave her. And we had to get home too. So there's been a whole lot of changes in a whole lot. And sometimes I just think about it. No, I don't believe it's even me doing this. I don't believe it. Honestly, no. And I think I've learned to do a whole lot of things on my own. Because I learned how to bath her when she was around 5 weeks. And this was because when anybody holds her, she would just be crying. Unless it's just me. So I had to start learning to bath her very early. And I never thought I could bath a newborn that early. So I had to bath her, put her on my laps, do everything so slowly. Like at first I was scared, but I got a hold of it and I'm sure if I'm to give birth again, I'll be so good at it. I wouldn't even need my mom to bath my baby again. My body has really changed. I don't even know how to put it. I can't wear some of the stuff I used to wear before having a baby. And now I have a whole lot of zebra markings on me, like on my tummy. And I now have stretch marks showing a lot on my body. I don't know whether it's going to fade away, but some are fading. And I don't have my body before birth. I've gained a little bit of weight before birth. And it seems the weight is very stubborn. It has no plans of going anywhere because I've tried. But so I have a little bit of fupa right now. And I'm trying to embrace it. From third trimester, I think when I hit 32 weeks till date, I have never had a full night's sleep. Never. Never. And I'm someone who really likes to sleep a lot. So for the first stage, it really affected me. At a point when she was newborn and she was crying so much at night, I look at her, what is wrong with you? So won't you sleep for me to sleep too? From that time till date, I've never. Anyway, I've never had a full night's sleep. Sleep when baby sleeps. But I don't think that thing works because by the time she's sleeping, there's a whole lot of things you also have to do, and that's the only time you can get to do it. So I'm not sure. I don't think that thing works. So I literally do a whole lot of things, but I think it got to a point when she sleeps, I also try to sleep because at that very point I'm very tired, but it won't be for a long time because she would also wake up and you would also have to wake up and attend to her. So I do a whole lot of things when baby sleeps. Breastfeeding. So I started giving my baby formula because I wasn't producing when I had her. So I gave her formula for about 3 weeks, and then I started lactating. So I did exclusive breastfeeding. And when I was about to resume work, I had to start expressing and keep it in the fridge. So I express almost every day, which is when you start expressing is very uncomfortable. I won't really say painful. It's uncomfortable, but honestly, right now I'm used to it. And for her breastfeeding, when she's a baby, she will just be lying down. But now that she can touch you with her hands, it's nice because it's more or less like a way of bonding with her. She'll be touching your face, lifting up her leg, and putting it like a whole lot of things. And it's beautiful. I really do enjoy breastfeeding now. But just that it's sometimes tiring because she would just be breastfeeding. She would just tend to go and look at something else and all that. But it's a nice experience. I can't wait to stop breastfeeding. I can't wait to stop breastfeeding because she's lactose intolerant. So she's not taking in any formula now. So I have to express and then use it to prepare her purees and her food for her. So I'm actually tired of breastfeeding and expressing. So I can't wait to stop breastfeeding. Honestly, because I'm a working mom, I wash every week now. And anyway, I don't know, but just that I have an extra baby. I have an extra baby now, so I won't say it's she doesn't really, because she doesn't really go anywhere. She's always indoors. You don't really have to change her that much, so her clothes are a bit okay for washing. But I'm sure if she was to be going out, I would have washed more because right now, when she started solids, the number of clothes she wears now has really increased, unlike first. Okay, yes, I think I've done a lot now. I didn't know I could do a whole lot of things because I didn't know I could take care of a baby. Because this is the situation where my mom is not around. My mom is not in Accra. So I just have a nanny and myself taking care of her. I literally do everything when it comes to baby. And I didn't know I could do it because having to come back from my mom's place to take care of her myself and do everything, I didn't know I could do it on my own. And I get surprised that because my mom would even come and look at her like, you're doing very well because you've been able to really take care of her. I didn't even know you could have done, but I think I'm really doing a good job as a first time mom. I resumed work when my baby was 3 months. Immediately she clocked 3 months. I think I resumed work the following Monday. And when it wasn't easy, but I'm used to now because she's always okay. She drinks well. She was eating very well. So now I've been able to. I think we've both been able to get used to it. I resumed work. I just closed a bit earlier than before because I'm a nursing mom to come home to take care of her. But she's very okay. Well, sometimes she'll even see me and she wouldn't even look at me. She'll look at me like I don't exist. So I think we are both used to it now. Me going to work always. Okay. Honestly, because going out with her is a bit worrisome, I've I do turn down a lot of invitations now. And we go out, you have to pack her diaper bag, you have to pack extra clothes, her food. Like, it's worrying. And sometimes she'll be in, no, I don't even want to think about it. So we hardly go anywhere apart from church on Sundays. And that one car is just because it's a 2-hour service. And we are always late. So we just go, spend about an hour, and we have to come back home. Even that one, sometimes immediately she'll be crying. You have to take her out and change her. She'll be asking for attention. And going out is, so we mostly don't go anywhere. We are always home, especially when I'm home during weekends. We are always home, unless we are going to the market or any other. We are always home. We don't go anywhere. I dance for her a lot. I'll be singing for her. She'll be so happy seeing you sing or seeing you dance. She'll be so happy and she'll be laughing. When you try to play with her, sometimes, like, she's so happy with the little crazy things you do for her. I literally do everything just to make her smile. And seeing her smile, like, it's beautiful. So I just try to always get her to smile. And I'll be jumping, she'll be laughing at you jumping or trying to shake your head. She's so happy when you do a whole, like, the basic little things you can do for her. She's so happy when you do it. One thing that didn't work for me that I read about was not buying a lot of 0 to 3 month clothes, because my baby wasn't that big when I had her. I think she was 3 kg. And she wore the 0 to 3 months for a while. The 3 to 6 months were always big. So I felt, okay, I think people should clear that part about not buying a whole lot of 0 to 3 month clothes. Because some of the babies do wear 0 to 3 month clothes. She wore it till she was about 2 months before she started wearing the 3 to 6 months clothes. But that one, for the 3 to 6 months clothes, she even grew out of them earlier than she did with the 0 to 3 months clothes. And I'm not sure that thing worked for me. But luckily for me, I had 0 to 3 months clothes. So it helped a lot. I mostly call her Mama. Mama. Because I like that name. Mama. Yes, that's what I call her. Mama. So the thing is, when we were 3 weeks, we went to my parents' place. And then, because I was always with her, I was sleeping with her alone. And I think she got used to me. I'm not sure, she's that young, like, she was still a baby, a newborn at 3 weeks, so she wouldn't really know if this is my mom. But I'm sure it's the smell of the breast milk on me. That's when she used to realize. Because anybody that holds her, she'll start crying. So this baby wasn't going, she was stuck with me. So she'll be with me the whole time. I'll be holding her the whole time. And people will tell you, oh, don't hold her too much, she'll get used to it. And no, I don't think, no, because this is the point my baby needs me. And if you put her down, she's going to cry. I can't just put her down for her to cry. So I had to hold her the whole time. She wasn't going anywhere else. Even if I had to give her to my mom to go and bath, within 2 minutes, you hear her shouting and crying, like something is happening. So because of, I was so frustrated. I was thinking a lot, like, why is this baby not going anywhere else? And I would be so tired because she would be with me the whole time. I couldn't do anything. I was just stuck at a point. I would just be sitting in the sofa or putting her down to sleep. If you put her down to, she would cry. So this baby really showed me pepper when she was around 4 weeks to like 11 weeks. She really showed me pepper. It was very frustrating and overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed because I couldn't do anything. I had my hair on, I couldn't fix my hair. I was just there. I looked so horrible because she had to attend to her the whole time and she wouldn't go to anybody else. Immediately she's crying and you take her from the person, she would just be calm. So I don't know what was wrong with her at that very point. I would ask her when she grows up. So I love everything about motherhood because I've always been obsessed with babies. So I actually wanted to have one on my own. And I always thank God that He was able to, God blessed me so early to have a baby on my own because before you get pregnant, you would think, oh, immediately people get pregnant, they have sex for the first time, they are pregnant. But when it's your turn, that's when you realize it's not easy. If God is not on your side, it might be very difficult. And actually, thank God for blessing me to have a baby on my own. Okay, so my final words. What I would say is, everybody's experience is different. And sometimes, especially to those who give unsolicited advices, it's about time they stop because you get confused the first time, moms, and you just have to take things slow. You'll be so good at it, even though it's not that easy, but you'll be okay and you'll be very good at it, and you would even be surprised you are able to do this thing you are doing on your own. With God on your side, everything will just be perfect.